Welcome to Road Trips in Hastings County. I'm sure we all enjoy getting out of the house, getting some fresh air, even getting out into the open countryside. And with this in mind, the Hastings County Historical Society has developed a number of road trips into the back roads and countrysides of Hastings County, where you can also stop along these routes and see a number of historical plaques which tell the stories of the pioneer days in our county. Now, the Hastings County Historical Society has developed a very special website in which we identify over 100 historical plaques all across Hastings County. And from these, we have extracted a number that we've put into these itineraries where you can get out with your family, enjoy the open countryside, the back roads of our county, and at the same time stop at these historical plaques and learn about our very interesting and very colorful history. Now today, we bring you a very interesting itinerary which focuses on the mining history of Centre Hastings. We have entitled this itinerary, The Mining Towns of Centre Hastings. Now in this itinerary, there are 5 historical plaques. Now one, of course, talks about the Marmora Iron Works in the 1820s. Another tells about the miners, the people who came to this area to work in the mines of Marmora and Lake Township. But the one we want to talk to you about today is here in Eldorado, and it commemorates Ontario's first gold mine. Yes, we had gold mines right here in Ontario. And to tell you the story of Eldorado and this very interesting area, we have with us historian and author Orlin French.
Welcome to Eldorado. The name in Spanish means the golden one, which is very appropriate because this was the site of Ontario's first gold rush in 1866. Gold rush usually refers to California or the Klondike, but in this case it happened right here for a short time. And geologists believe there may still be a lot of gold in the rocky hills around here. At that time, in the 1860s, this was kind of a backcountry area occupied by a few Irish immigrants who were trying to make a living out of the rough hills around here. And then there was a farmer named John Richardson who had a farm here, and people believed there was gold in the area. And one day an amateur prospector, he was chipping away at a seam of copper, and he broke through the rock and came into a cave which he described as very fabulous. It turned out to be reasonably sized, but he described it as dripping with gold leaves, and in the cave there were some nuggets of gold about the size of a chestnut, and that's a chestnut. Imagine if you had that as a pure gold nugget, how much that would be worth. Well, the word soon got out, and the population of 50 here went to about 4,000. People came in from California, other places in the US and around the world, and came looking for gold right here in Hastings County. So 4,000 people could not be accommodated very easily. There were a couple of hotels in Marmora and Madoc, and a whole bunch of new hotels were built along the highway, including the one behind me, which is one of the few buildings left here from that era. And as you can see, it's quite dilapidated. If you were really desperate, you could sleep outdoors in a tent, or really, really desperate, you could sleep under a wagon, but it would cost you 50 cents. Now, if you can imagine this site, 4,000 people roaming around through the bush, digging here, digging there, excavating rock, would be quite a picture. And if you're going to go off the road and into the bush, be very, very careful, because a lot of those excavations are still open, they're not marked, and you could easily fall into one of them and hurt yourself. Well, the gold rush didn't last very long. Although the mine itself was found and discovered as described and confirmed, there wasn't much gold found elsewhere, although people believe it's still here, and with modern technology, you could actually find it. Other sites in the area, including Deloro, a village a little distance from here, it was more professionally and expertly developed, but again, it shut down as well. Now, I'm not promising that the roads are paved with gold in Eldorado and Deloro, but they're worth taking a look at because you never know what you might find. Chestnuts, or maybe gold. See you on the road.